Hi, this is Spencer Colgan from Spencer Colgan is Wallpaper. Just tolerate my cold. I'm a little under the weather today, that's why I'm sweating, a little fever. Was up in New York, got the cold air, came back down to Florida. But I want to show you something about installation of wall covering on a ceiling. The first consideration when you do wallpaper on a ceiling is, what is the long way that you're going to install your paper? Now in this room, there is no long way. It's 16 by 16. But if the room were 20 by 16 or 20 by 10, you might want to go across the shorter wall, 10 feet. Because the longer you go, the quicker you're going to have to run out of wallpaper and make a seam. And so you might want to consider going with the shorter wall so that your wallpaper can cover the length. Well, in this case, we don't have that problem. So we could go either way. So what would be the second consideration? Well, the other room has wallpaper in it on the ceiling. And that wallpaper happens to be going this way. So in order not to show incongruity, we decided that we're going to go in the same direction as that wallpaper. And so we're going across this way. So now where do you begin? Well, don't treat the ceiling any differently than the wall when you're mapping it out. You're going to choose your central point on the ceiling. And if you just look up there, we decided to measure the entire wall and then come up with the central point. But now here's the thing, it's not a wall. How do you make a mark down the ceiling consistently? Well, there's a couple of ways you could do it. You could take 3 measurements across the ceiling, and we did. And we came up with 195 and a quarter. 195 and a quarter. Then I came up with 196. And so you would choose the longest distance, because the walls are not perfectly parallel to each other. They're converging. So here's what I did. I measured in the middle. I came up with the middle point. And this ceiling is helping us out because it has a penetration in the middle. The electrician made a penetration in the ceiling at the central point. Actually, he didn't. He's a little off. But you can notice. So we're going with that as our center because that's where our fixture is going to be. So we want the wallpaper seam to be on the electrician's center. He's only off by 2 inches. But when they put their fixture up, we want the fixture to be right in the middle of the seam to be right in the middle. So we're going to go with his line, all right? So now, how do you make this line straight across? Well, that's the tricky part. Now, if you didn't have a laser, you could simply draw a line down the ceiling by measuring the half point from the wall at different intervals and simply connect the dots. So if I drew it 5 times, here, 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 I just connect the dots. If you have a long enough straight edge, right? But some of you don't. Well, here's the next best thing. This is about 21 bucks. This is a level. If you ever had to hang a picture, you want all of them, the tops to be level, well, you would put this on the wall and it would shoot a line straight across to give you the point at which all of the tops of your pictures cannot exceed, and so they'll all be level. All right? Or you might want to shoot a line in the middle across so that if your pictures are not all the same size, well, at least they'll all be centered properly. Well, this will give you a straight line no matter where you put it. And you have to make it level, and there's a level line. So if it's level, theoretically anyway, your line should be level. But I would do this. I would take a longer level if I were you, just to make sure my line is straight. You know, I wouldn't trust a little tool like this to give me a straight line. So, how did I make my straight line? Well, if you look at this, This will give you a straight line on the floor, on the wall. Do you see this line going across? Can the cameraman see the line? So you see this gives us a straight line? Okay? Now picture the same idea on your ceiling, okay? You take this and you put it at a 90-degree angle from the wall from which you're measuring your straight line or drawing a straight line. And in that case, it would be like this. See, here's our protractor. And so we're going to put it all the way at the 90. And we put it up against the straight wall, and we throw a straight line on the ceiling. Now, let me not exaggerate. It wasn't easy to see the line. So you could get black garbage bags and cover the sunlight from the windows. Or you could simply get up really close to your ceiling and find the line. You'll find it. You know, it's faint, but I found it. Then I took my level, which is 4 feet, and I put it along the line, and I simply scored a line with my pencil. And so there's my straight line. It's very important that your line be straight. It's more important than drawing a straight line, a plumb line on a wall, because with a plumb line on the wall, you can see it if it's off. Your eyes will actually push it into place for the most part. If you're off on a ceiling, forget it. You'll never be able to see it when you're up on a ladder or however you're hanging the paper. So when you want to do a straight line, you have to understand angles, basic rules about angles. This wall is perpendicular to this wall. So I have this wall, and the line coming off of the wall has to be 90 degrees. If it's 85, your wallpaper is going to be off. If it's 92, it's going to be off. It has to be 90, going straight across. Okay, so either you measure consistently at various points on the wall, from the wall to the center, or you project a line at a 90-degree angle from this wall. If you can't understand what I'm saying, put a note in the comments, I'll answer it. So now from this wall, I have a perfect 90-degree straight line, okay? So if you think about it, this pencil is at a 90. Watch this. From this wall, it's at a 90. That's at a 45. That's back to 90. This is a 0. 0 degrees. So I'll go 20, 25, 30, 35, 45, 90, right? Half of that is 45. We all know about this. It's just, you just have to put it into practice, all right? So that's how I did it. Let me just show you. I'll show you how I did it. I put this tool up against the wall. And it threw a 90-degree line across the ceiling, okay? You can't see it, but a beam is coming out of here and putting a line across the ceiling. And I could go and draw a pencil line up against the beam, okay? Now, imagine if it were going like this, you'd be off. Your wallpaper would be off. Okay, it's just so that you can have your wallpaper straight and parallel with the walls in between which the wallpaper will hang. If you have any questions, let me know. This is Spencer Colgan from Spencer Colgan is Wallpaper. You can reach us at 813-666-7002. Thanks for watching. Click on like and please subscribe to our channel. See you on the next one.